What is going on, folks? Hi, hello, konnichiwa, what's up? I am Goat. Welcome back to Warframe. We are here to talk about Caliban and his fucking rework. First of all, I'm going to preface this by saying this new skin looks fucking awesome. Is Caliban OP as shit? No. Is he good? Yeah. Not amazing. He's pretty fucking solid. Am I going to say, like, he's a great weapons platform frame? No. But some of the work that they've done to him is pretty damn good. So, what we got here is the passive is still the fucking same. I wish that they would put this to 90. Because it would play out just the same as the adaptation mod. My argument still stands valid because if I can't use the adaptation mod, make his passive match it. It's that simple. But there's a way to get around it. Razor Gyre has far and away improved. You can build health and shields, and you can regen energy, 25% energy per fucking enemy hit. So if you find a fucking crowd, you can regen the shit out of your energy. It's a good time. And you hit the enemies, and instead of doing really basic bitch amounts of slash damage, we now do Tau damage. You know, so basically it just makes it more vulnerable to other status effects. So it's kind of good and bad. It's not like super amazing, but it's okay. Sentient Wrath. Man, they took away my one fucking gripe about this ability, and I am all for it. Okay? Sentient Wrath no longer has an enemy cap. Thank fucking God. You can now stompy stomp, and as long as something isn't CC immune, you can absolutely lift them up in the fucking air and make them easy-ass targets instead of flinging them halfway across the fucking room and then just flopping around like ragdolls. They also added a nice little damage vulnerability buff, which is pretty damn solid, depending on how much ability strength you put into the build. Depends on how fucking good it's going to get. Just putting that one out there. One of the builds I have, I believe, is like a 94% damage vulnerability, which is pretty damn solid. Duration is, you know, it's kind of like, I mean, like here, there's base stats, you know, so base duration 10 seconds. It's like, it's all right. But, you know, it's forgiving. Because you just, like, it doesn't take that long to mop up everything that's been hung in the air, okay? Lethal Progeny. This is where this gets good and bad, okay? So the good has a very forgiving duration. I mean, again, 45 seconds base is not too bad. Base 2.5 damage multiplier, not bad. Base health multiplier, not bad. Base rank is kind of whatever. It's all based on your strength anyway, so it's whatever. Shields per second, being a base 25, not too shabby. Shield regen range, again, pretty damn forgiving. At the end of the fucking day, though, yeah, you've got 3 different types of dickhead sentience that you can pull. Personally, I actually still like the Conculists. Reason being is because they do the armor strip blast, which is really solid. The Conculists are primarily just pure melee. They just go around and kind of thwack motherfuckers until they either die or the duration runs out. But whenever you do Fusion Strike, which is the armor strip 4th ability, it no longer goes in reverse. It's got 2 buffs that we'll get into. But the Conculists basically target the same asshole that you're targeting, and they do 50% of the fucking damage. So, it's a pretty good time, right? Pretty good time. The Ortholist, they basically turn themselves into little mini tanks and fire Tau damage cannons, giving status chance, and the mortar status chance is really good. So basically kind of like a splash damage mortar. And then the Sumulist. This brings up to 6 Coralists, which are basically just those little ghost-looking fucking sentients, and these guys basically aggro the shit out of the map. They do kind of minimal damage, but they just aggro the fuck out of enemies, so it gives you time to shoot at stuff. The problem with the Sumulist is that the Coralists tend to get in the fucking way, or they just kind of tend to not do things. So they'll just go, like, fly into a fucking wall and just hang out there, and it's like, okay, this is annoying. But they block your shots, and the Sumulist, I understand the whole, it's not CCing, but it's aggroing enemies away from you, and all of them still feed you all the other good shit bonuses. So it's a good time. Definitely a good time. And then Fusion Strike. Now, there is Tau damage, there's Convergence Explosion, there's damage per second added to this, and I have actually seen people complain that this isn't killing enemies, not even fodder. Now, before, it definitely didn't kill fodder because the blast damage hit first, then you armor stripped. And even when the blast damage rework hit, this still didn't get the chain reaction, but it wouldn't have mattered because blast damage, you know, like, unless you just had a ridiculous amount of blast damage with armored enemies, it didn't really help. Now, granted, you would armor strip if blast damage would have chained. It's a 1.5 second delay, so it could have at least chained to other enemies. Now, it armor strips, then does the blast. Much more beneficial. So, yeah. Yeah. Caliban has definitely been improved. And we're going to show you. Because, like, well, actually, we'll show you the build first. My bad. I almost forgot about that. So, the shards are max energy filled on spawn, max energy filled on spawn, shields, energy, which he definitely wants, and an ability duration. Okay? It's a good time. So, this is kind of the build that I've gone with. Okay? And this is in case the sentients stop feeding me shields, which hasn't really happened too much. So, Aegis and Briefer Spite might change. I'm going to be honest. They definitely might change. Arcane Steadfast, because you can get a little spam happy with the first ability, even though you can still regen energy with the first ability, which is fine. You can kind of get a little spam happy with Fusion Strike, and that being your ultimate ability, you know, it costs you 100 fucking energy a pop. So getting potentially free, you know, ability casts comes in fucking handy. As of yet, I haven't found it greatly necessary. It's helpful with this. Like, I ran it with Arcane Energize, and then I ran it with Steadfast, and either way, it's been fine. So you're not going to go wrong either way with that. Now, I do have this build. When it gets there, this is a build that I had run before, which was more health, way less shields, and I was running Eclipse for the 75% damage reduction. And this build is just, you ain't fucking dying today kind of setup. But it's, you know, more duration, less range, a little less strength. As you can see, this was the test with the Arcane Energize, and it was okay. But honestly, this works pretty good because even if you can't lift and CC overguarded enemies like Eximus, or, you know, when an Acolyte shows up or any of that crap, you can absolutely still give them the damage vulnerability. So shit just tends to die. Now, what does all this play out to? This plays out to armor stripping, energy regen, you know, using Sentient Wrath to lift enemies and kill them easily, but this does play out to weapons. So, whatever your weapons of choice are, use them. With that much damage vulnerability that you're applying, depending on how much strength you put on him, it's going to be a good time either way, okay? It just is. Like, I don't even remember. Oh, Panzer. Here, let's swap that off. What do we want to use? I mean, I could popsicle people, but honestly, I don't want to do that for once. I might have a problem. Yeah, there we go. We have here. No, we don't want Artax. We want the clock. There we go. I still need to get the new weapon. The new Sentinel weapon. So, let's see here. You know what? Fuck it. Let's go to Sedna. Let's go to Selkie. Corpus occupying. Well, that's kind of not what I was shooting for. Fuck it. We'll go here then. Just fucking hate Corpus occupying horse shit. Trying to go fight Grenier. Just saying. Just saying.
Your weapons make music, and the enemy calls for a song.
Thank you. So as you can see, I have a fuck ton of shields.
I'm sending life support capsules your way.
See, now I can just do that. Like, they are all fucked up. The thing of it is that if they survive, it's really not for long. Oh look, Argon. Excuse me, guys. What are you doing? Look, I got my energy back. See, goddamn sentience do kind of cause problems with shit getting in the way. Hi, guys.
Delivered a life support capsule.
Now, am I gonna say like Caliban is some level cap kind of frame? Probably not. Could you shield gate with him? Yeah. Stop it. Stupid. See, like, just on the basis of the Sumulus. Like,
life support incoming.
People just stop attacking you.
Additional life support has arrived.
In here, we'll even do the little cannon dudes. Look, I got my energy back. I feel good about life. These guys are alright. The Sumulus makes life very cheesy. Because, like, you really just don't do anything. Conculus, I like simply on the basis of this. They just aim at everything you shoot at, so you're basically getting 1.5 times damage towards the area that you're shooting at. Because they do half of the damage that you do, so it's a good time. Oh look, Malice. Malice. Now, am I going to claim that this fuckstick is anything more than a wannabe weapons platform? No. but his abilities weaken enemies enough that, yeah, they're pretty well just fooped. Just remember though, people are going to tell you, oh, that fourth ability doesn't kill. Well, if you've already got them to damage vulnerability, of course, I say that, and then
This will help our cause.
if you've already got them at that kind of damage vulnerability,
Extraction is ready.
they tend to die. Just putting it out there. Some people will tell you it works just fine. Other people will be like, I don't know, man. He is just fine. I still think that his passive should be 90. I don't think that, like, this has pushed him over the range of being just OP as hell. But he is a solid mid-tier frame at this point. Just putting it out there. So, you obviously saw me charging up the Sestra. It didn't even charge up all the way. We're going to go over all the incarnate weapons probably next. And then we're going to go over these augments. At least a couple of them. Okay, like the Hildren augment. Looks pretty... Well, not looks. I have a build for it. The Hildren augment is pretty damn solid. The Grendel augment is really good. The Varuna and Gyre is kind of up to you. The Varuna one's pretty good, but the Gyre one's just kind of... It's alright. So, yeah, but we're going to go over these incarnate weapons next, and, you know, we'll use lava, so we're not buffing any weapons or anything like that, and then we'll just kind of go over the whole shebang, and yeah. But Caliban, the weird paladin, Spaniard, knight, sentient frame with new skin, pretty good. He's not OP as shit, but he's pretty damn good. So, folks, thanks very much for watching. As always, we'll catch you in the next one, alright?